Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Unnamed Sports Show. I'm your host, Ryan. I'm joined by Jason and Jerry. How we doing, fellas?
Doing pretty good.
Good. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing okay. Doing all right. We had to push back our episode another day. We're going to try to become more consistent with that this week as general. Most of the time, it was my fault that we had to move, but we're here. And for all of you that end up joining or watching, we appreciate your support. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on our social media at Unnamed Sports S. We're on Twitter. We're on X. We're on Instagram. We're on
Great
TikTok.
place.
And wherever you find your or listen to your podcast, you can find us there too. Again, at Unnamed Sports S or the Unnamed Sports Show. So thanks again for tuning in. Right now, it's March Madness. We're about to start the Sweet 16 tonight, right? I think right
Yeah, I
now,
think it's
if I'm not
starting
mistaken.
right
Starting
I
right
think
now.
it
now.
just tipped off at 7. If I'm not mistaken.
Probably
So
7:09. So we got 7 minutes.
oh, sorry, 7 minutes. That'll be the first game, which I believe is UConn, San Diego State. Is that right? Is it the first one?
That is the second. First game to tip off is Clemson,
Clemson,
Arizona,
Arizona. Okay,
and then UConn, San Diego State at
I
7:30.
see.
So
I see. I see. Well, with March Madness going on, with basketball taking front and center, we thought we'd show you the standings of those of you that decided to join our bracket challenge. Right now, we have Jerry in first place. He's kicking
Woo-woo.
everyone's
boo.
97.5%. Are you kidding me?
cooking, dog,
Boo.
cooking.
Good Lord. Do you have like the future almanac? Just pick all of these games.
Yeah,
Too bad
man.
you can't gamble this well.
No, yeah, my gambling record does not reflect what's going on here. Although we
Sean,
did make a little bit of money last weekend on it, so we went
there you
positive
go.
last weekend.
There you go. Not me. I bet on Yale. Uh,
Talk about that.
anyway, yeah, we don't talk about that. Sean there in second place. Sean is the only person. Sorry to call you out, my friend, but whose team is no longer able to win the championship, but in second place right now. So very impressive.
Go,
We got
Sean. OEC represent.
yeah.
All right,
Shut up. Shut up. We got Carp in third. Me in fourth, tied with Jason. The reason I'm one spot, I guess, ahead is because I don't know why. Oh, the
Max
max
point.
points I
Yeah.
can get. That's why.
Yeah, about 200 difference. No biggie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Jimbo Slice, and Fantastic. Do we know who Fantastic is?
Not. They're tied
No idea.
exactly, the max and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Well, uh, welcome to the show, Fantastic. Thanks for joining our bracket challenge.
Welcome
And
to the
then
fam.
exactly. And then rounding out the bottom, we have my girlfriend and Jerry's girlfriend,
It was it
Pauline
was
and Kaylee.
it was not the year of pick your favorite team name.
Yeah. You
Sure
know,
was.
like 3 hours into the tournament, Kaylee was bragging to me because she was in first place. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm doing so well, doing so well," and how the mighty have fallen all
What
the way to the
cracks me up,
bottom.
what cracks me up is Pauline was like, I listened to your show, so like this is who I picked off of that. I had Florida going really far, and I was like, you didn't listen to a show then. She's like, you said that Florida's normally good. I was like, I did say that, but I also said they just lost their best player right before the start of the tournament. She's like, oh yeah, I didn't hear that.
It-
So, what have
Yeah.
you made of the tournament so far, Jerry? I mean, you're sitting top. You're the number one. How did you see so far into the future? How do you know? How'd you know that this is? Oh, you've only missed one, right? Is that right?
Let's see. So I've lost a couple of games. Obviously, Oakland, Kentucky. Who could predict that? Obviously,
Yeah,
Sean did not predict that correctly. Kentucky winning the whole thing. But
I think
um,
I might have picked that. Honestly,
did you?
I have to look. I think I had Kentucky, maybe not losing in the first round, but definitely I had them losing early.
Yeah, I had them losing
You're right.
to NC State. But let's see, I lost 3 of my Sweet 16 teams, so I was 13 for 16 on that. But only lost 1 Elite 8 team so far, so pretty good. But it's been a pretty good tournament so far. It's been exactly what you want out of a tournament where you have like the big upsets like Oakland taking down Kentucky. You had Duquesne getting a win. You had a couple of big upsets, but then in the end, in that second round, the best teams always prevail, right? You got your UConns, your Purdue's, Houston coming through and winning in big ways. I mean, Purdue put up like 106 points against whoever it was in the second round that they played. I kind of forget
Utah
who it was.
State, I
Utah State.
believe.
Yeah, they absolutely just dominated them. But yeah, it's been a pretty fun tournament so far. I'm excited to see where it goes. I think we're gonna get a number 1 seed losing either tonight or tomorrow. I think one of them is gonna fall in the Sweet 16. I don't know who. I'm not gonna predict who,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Well, we will be predicting some things here, but I don't disagree. I have my pick for who I think is going to go down here. But Jason, so far, you and I tied for fourth, doing solid. Like
Yeah.
middle of the pack, not amazing, not terrible. What have you seen in the tournament that's been surprising? Obviously, we've had the upsets. You see these upsets every year, but tell us your thoughts on the
Ah,
tournament.
well, honestly, for me, Kentucky losing was pretty surprising. I had them going, I believe, to the Elite Eight. Um, but other than that, um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did think Purdue was gonna make it pretty far, but I didn't think they were gonna be as dominant as they've been playing. Um, because they
Zach
have a one trick.
Zach Edey has just been played like a
Right.
totally different player than he played
Exactly.
like last year.
Exactly. And honestly,
Offensively, specifically.
Yeah.
yeah, offensively, he's been way better than what I imagined.
He
Like,
remembered that he's 7'3" and like 200
Seven
something.
foot five,
Oh, he's seven
yeah,
five. Huh.
7'4", 7'5",
Oh
300
my
pounds.
god.
yeah. So it's like in my head, I thought he was going to be just like an okay NBA player, but watching him play these last few games, it's like, okay, this guy could actually be
You think
pretty
so?
dominant.
You
I
think so?
mean, it only takes one player to turn around the idea of how the game should be, right? Steph changed it with the 3 point. Wemby's changing it with his versatility. But if no one can guard a 7'5", 300-pound person, I mean, maybe Embiid, like maybe
Yeah.
that might be it.
Yeah.
Like,
And he can pass too. Like if you watch,
yeah,
he's got a little bit of that Jokic. Like he looks at and he just knows where. I remember this one specific play. He caught it in the post and he didn't even take it to two hands. He just held it here for a half second as he saw the defender turn his back, no look over his head, wide open dunk to his teammate in that first round. So he's definitely got a lot of that. I think his biggest problem that you don't see at this level because you can camp in the paint is defense. And his defense at the college level, you can just sit there and be a rim protector. In the NBA, you get a defensive 3-second call. Like, you can't just chill in the paint.
true.
And he can't guard, from everything I've seen, anybody with an ounce of athleticism, he's going to struggle to guard on the perimeter. So
Any team still running a 3-2?
he may have to, I don't know. But it's that's my only concern for him at the next level. But I do love watching him. I mean,
Yeah.
especially as a big man myself, just watching him just completely just post up, don't put it right in. It's incredible. It's incredible. The other team that's been surprising to me, I guess I haven't really watched much this year, but Illinois has that guard. I can't remember his name. Terrence something, I believe. Terrence Shannon.
Yeah.
Dude is like I think he might be a lottery pick, honestly.
I'm pretty sure he's projected to be.
Is he? Yeah, he's 6'6", plays amazing defense, and is extremely athletic and can shoot the three. So pretty much good across the board.
And that's what you kind of need in the NBA: length, athleticism. You got to be able to shoot a three now. Like, if not, you're gonna it's gonna be hard to fit you in offense, especially at the 1 to 4 position. Like you want it to be there,
Mhm.
and then good defense makes you play. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are some other dude? How about that guy from Oakland?
I was just looking up his awesome shot chart. It's one of the best shot charts I've ever seen. So
Okay, how many threes? How many
he's
twos?
taken a total of 355 shots this year. 347 of them have been threes. 8 of them have been twos.
How do you do that?
how
That's so
Incredible.
absurd.
Incredible,
could
That's
he
man.
so
make like you see that? Like, could he make it to the NBA just off of his 3-point skill alone?
maybe. And he's got a good story too. He
Yeah,
was a Division two player up until I think not this season, but the season before. And Oakland was the only D1 team that offered him any sort of a look. And now he's beat Kentucky. But he beat, I mean, like it was his shooting
yeah,
that
Yeah.
allowed them to beat Kentucky,
1,000%.
which is incredible.
I liked his moxie that he had after the game too. He knew that they were, they were the team, they were America's sweetheart. He's like, "We're not a Cinderella." In the post game
No.
press conference. I mean, they ended
And
up
his coach,
losing, but
And a good game, by the way, to NC State.
yeah,
I mean, it
it
wasn't
was a
like it
close one.
was.
a blowout. And
That's
his coach too. He's like, he's the best. Like, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
like,
Yeah, but
but
yeah, that's another team that's on a heck of a run right now is NC State with their run through
yeah.
the ACC tournament and just absolutely catching fire at the right time and kind of dominating teams, honestly, the way
Yeah.
that they're playing.
So
and then
watch out.
another 3-point shooter, the Asian Steph Curry. Nebraska's number 30. He was,
They lost, but
yeah, I know. But that being said, still impressive to watch him shoot as well. I mean,
yeah,
he just slings
It,
it.
is Nebraska the team? They've never won an NCAA tournament game. I think it was either them or Northwestern, but I think it's Nebraska.
it wouldn't surprise me.
Definitely not known for their basketball.
Or well, they used to be known for their football, but not so
Yeah,
much anymore.
Yeah,
tough. But at least they have a rich history, right? Like they can look back and be like, yeah, we've done it before.
Yeah, look, 1990s. That's it.
Right?
You know what's crazy though? Nebraska has the longest streak of sold out home games in all of college football.
wow.
Nuts. I
It's like
did not
since
know that.
it's like since 1977, they've sold out every single home game or something like
I
that.
wonder how big their stadium is, though.
I'm gonna look that up actually.
That is
Uh,
one sad fan base.
Nebraska sold out football stadium. Bear with us, audience. Sorry, but they've had. Oh my god. Sorry, I was way off. 1962.
Holy cow.
Jeez.
396 consecutive games, the longest streak in any collegiate sport. Wow.
Does it tell you the size of their stadium?
Nebraska stadium capacity 85,000 people.
That's a lot. That is a lot. But you also have to think, like Ohio State, Michigan, Purdue, they're in that plus like 100.
I'm
Dude,
sure Ohio
Type.
State has sold out every stadium for the last 30 years, but this is since 1962. Like
and they
that's
I know.
suck.
absurd.
I know.
And they suck.
They are
Hey,
terrible.
I know. I know. That's
Sorry.
loyalty, though.
A series of expansions raised the stadium's capacity to 85,458, but attendance numbers have in the past exceeded 90,000.
Jesus. They're all just like, group up.
Yeah.
Imagine selling out for standing room to get blown out by 40 to Michigan or Ohio State.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh
That's
man.
tough. That's incredible, honestly. I
Yeah.
wonder, like, in the years they win 3 games, if like the stadium is like just $1, just you have to buy it, just so we can say we sold it out.
Dude,
We can't,
that
we can't
probably.
lose the streak. Yeah.
I
How
mean,
many
if the
local?
Panthers,
Go ahead.
if
Sorry.
the, sorry, if the Panthers are selling their tickets for pennies, like,
Yeah. Are they
I'm
selling
not
them
gonna
for like
lie.
30 cents a piece or something like that?
I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. I'd rather go see the Cornhuskers than go see
Oh
the
yeah.
Oh
Carolina
yeah.
Panthers. Oh my
Hey,
god.
let's not forget though, they won that game that they were selling for 50 cents a piece. They beat the
That's
Falcons
true.
in the rain.
That's true. They did. Artie Smith losing to the Panthers. Wow.
Yeah. Why'd
Good
he get
work,
fired again?
Steelers.
Good work, Steelers. Jeez. Like, I mean, like you said though, good offensive mind. Good
Yeah,
offensive mind.
we'll see what happens. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Let's see.
Let's see some other. Oh, Duquesne. That was a cool
Oh
story when
yeah.
they beat BYU. That was sweet. They got stomped by Illinois right after that, but uh, their coach was the coach that got fired, right? And then they won the
No,
play.
that was Long Beach State who lost to
Oh, Long
Arizona
Beach
in the
State.
first round.
Hmm.
I see.
Still a great story though.
Or no, Duquesne was going to retire. Their head coach was going to retire.
Duquesne's head coach was LeBron's high school coach.
No, I know
Yeah.
that, but he said he was retiring
Okay.
after this season, and so then with them getting in the tournament and winning the first game, like his post game interview, he's like, I guess they don't want me to leave yet, you know. So
Hmm.
Awesome.
that was a cool story. Yale, that was cool, beating Auburn.
Yeah.
And
That game was wild.
Yeah, sure
And then
was.
Tom Izzo guaranteed one win in the tournament every year. If he gets in, he's winning a game.
He's like 13-1 against the SEC in the tournament or
Yeah.
something like that. It's
that's
absurd.
insane.
It's crazy.
I picked
I
them.
wonder what it. Yeah, I did too. You can't not pick
Yeah.
Michigan State. I almost picked them to beat North Carolina, but then I was like, North Carolina's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a good game though for about 3/4 of it. Then
Mhm.
second half, NC just started pulling away. But all in all, as it is every year, it's so much fun to watch. It's so cool to, especially the first 2 days when you got like 7 games going on at once, and you just are like checking every screen and all that stuff. So it's been pretty fantastic. We appreciate everyone that's participated in our group bracket challenge. We decided with the teams that are left, we are going to uh, predict what our Elite Eight and Final Fours are going to be. So as of the Sweet 16, we can show the bracket now. So this is what it looks like. I can't read
It's
any
probably
of
hard to
that,
see, yeah.
but luckily I have it on my screen over here to the right. So I'll look over here. Sorry, camera. I'll be looking over here for a second. So we got UConn, San Diego State, Illinois, Iowa State, North Carolina, Alabama, Clemson, Arizona, Houston, Duke, NC State, Marquette, Purdue, Gonzaga, and Creighton and Tennessee as the 8 games uh, that will determine our Elite Eight. So we've decided to come up with our own teams. Did you have them listed out, Jerry? Who we
No, I
picked,
don't.
or okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, let's go game by game. So Jerry, UConn, San Diego State. Who you got?
You got to go with UConn, man. They've just been too dominant. Coming off a national championship, #1 overall seed. Now, I mean, I think the #1 overall seed has lost in the Sweet 16 the last 2 years or 3 years, maybe. So if
Mhm.
history repeats itself, San Diego State's going to have its way in this rematch of last year's national championship. But I'm sticking with UConn. They're too good. They're just too good.
Jason.
I have UConn as well. I mean, in my bracket, I think they're out, but this is the redo. So we're gonna stick with the hot team and keep with the UConn.
Yeah, I also think UConn's just too good of a team to lose this game. I will say San Diego State is one of the best defensive teams in the entire tournament. So that is their pathway to victory. If you watch that Yale game, Yale scored like I think 19 or 21 points in the first half, like
Yeah.
unbelievable. So watch out for a very low scoring game. I would punch the under in this one, but I also have UConn. Next game, Illinois, Iowa State, 2 versus 3 seed. Interesting that first almost 1-4-2-3, 1-5-2-3 instead of 1-4-2-3. Not something you see super often. Jerry, Illinois or Iowa State?
Yeah, I'm going to Illinois. They were strong coming into the tournament. They played really well in the first two games against Morehead State and Duquesne. I'm rolling with them. I know Iowa State's kind of on a heater, but give me Illinois. The Big Ten is too strong.
Jason, Illinois, Iowa State.
Illinois. Illinois. I actually do have Illinois in my bracket still. And we're going to continue on this heat streak. So they've just been playing too well. I think this is one of the better teams in the Big Ten, and they'll show it with this game.
Yeah, I think this has been super riveting for these first two
Woo!
games as we've picked the same two teams. But I also am going Illinois. I think Terrence Shannon's just too good. I think their entire team. I think the Big Ten is honestly, the Big Ten is one of the best conferences for basketball, and for Illinois to be as good as they were. Although Ohio State should have beat them, that was BS. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. All right. UNC or Alabama? Jason, lead us off.
Give me Alabama. I have
Wrong.
Alabama
Wrong.
What makes you think Alabama over UNC?
because there's too many good teams left. I had to pick an underdog.
Fair enough.
And yeah, basically I'm just seeing too many ones, so we got to kill one of them off. I had to go with UNC. Give me Alabama. Give me Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Nice. Very good. Very good. Jerry, UNC or Alabama?
For all the one seeds you had to pick to lose, you pick UNC, who's absolutely just steamrolling teams right now.
Yep.
Not happening, brother. Give me UNC.
Fair enough. I will say Alabama has the shortest what's the word I'm looking for? The quickest offense in the all of college basketball. And by quickest, they don't mean like their players are the fastest. I mean they go pass, shoot, pass, shoot. They're the highest scoring team in college basketball. They shoot only threes or dunks. That is literally it. If you look at the shot chart, they've shot like 10 mid-range shots the entire season. All they do is go around, set screens, three-pointer, or run inside. So if Alabama gets hot, I could see them, but I just don't think that'll happen. I think UNC's too good, too talented.
Alabama is also like not very good on defense, if I remember correctly.
No, they're terrible on defense. They want to get out and run. They want to outrun you. They want to do they want to have a track meet. Their first
Hey,
game was 109-96. 109-96.
In
Their second game,
regulation.
yeah, in regulation. Then against Grand Canyon, it was 72-61, which is not super high scoring. Unless you go back and look at the box score, they were shooting like 30% from
That
the
game,
field.
that game was drunk. I remember watching that game.
Yeah.
It was just turnover
Yeah.
after turnover. Like,
the turnover,
yeah.
Constant turnovers and just constant bricks,
Yeah.
especially in the second half. It was just brick. So, if they even in a bad game, they score 72. That's like a team's average high game. I believe they average like 89 points a game or something like that.
Yeah.
So, something to watch out for, but I also have UNC. Next game, Clemson, Arizona. Jason, who you got?
I have Arizona. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched too much of these two teams, but
Same.
what ESPN is telling me is that Arizona's a better team. So we went with that, and I'm sticking
Fair
to it.
enough. Fair enough, Jerry.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't watched much of these two teams either. I know Clemson is kind of hot coming into the tournament. That's about all I know. And obviously Arizona's good if they're snagging a 2 seed. I'm taking Arizona, but looking at the score, I don't know. They're down 10 right now. It's 16-6. So I don't know.
Huh?
We'll see if they can bounce back.
It's almost like someone could have predicted that because I got Clemson,
Oh
and
wait.
unlike you guys, I also haven't been paying attention to any of these teams. And for the same reason that Jason picked UNC to go down, I said, "Huh, I don't have many low seeds that are making it to the Elite Eight. I gotta pick someone." So I picked Clemson. I did watch the Arizona Dayton game, which I was rooting for Dayton, and it was a solid game. Dayton's center is really, really good, uh, but Arizona's just was better across the board. But yeah, I mean, obviously, guys, Clemson. Come on, come on. All right,
All right,
next game,
all right, buddy.
Houston Duke. That's a good one. 1 versus 4. Houston Duke. Houston coming in as the number 2 seed overall in the whole tournament. Is that right? I believe they're the number 2 ranked team in the whole tournament.
Think so. I think that's correct.
Yes, I think
Um, and they were the
it
number
was.
1 team in college basketball for a lot of the year. So they go up against Duke. Jerry, how do you see this one?
A 1 seed's got to go down. We got a guy in the chat.
I love our reasoning.
We got a guy in the chat. His name is Archangel Music. He says, I think at least 2 1 seeds will fall. He's got Houston and Purdue falling. I agree
Oh,
with you, my friend. I'm taking Duke. For some reason, Duke fell early in the ACC tournament. Lost to UNC in the regular season. They kind of faltered a little bit. Seems like a bounce back spot for Duke. They showed it in their first 2 games. They beat JMU by almost 40, beat Vermont by almost 20. And Houston nearly falls to A&M in overtime in the round of 32. This seems like Houston is kind of faltering a little bit, slowing down, and Duke's going to pounce on them. Give me Coach Shire and Duke. Give it to me. First 1 seed to go down in the tournament.
I like it. Jason, your thoughts?
The best 2 teams that are left are Houston and Purdue. So that guy's wrong. I'm just kidding. But I do believe Houston comes out with a victory in this. I just from what I've watched, the couple games of Houston, like the team is just explosive. Um, I think they're just all around probably the better team. I think they have the most. How do I want to explain this? More players that can contribute than other teams, and so just the one focus. I think they're a better team, so I'm going Houston.
I like it. I picked Houston as well. I think that um, both teams are good and are really fun to watch. And I can't wait to watch that game because Houston's been fantastic all year, and Duke's been really good in this tournament so far. So that'll be a fun one to watch. But yeah, I have Houston. The next one, though, and I'll lead this one off. You got NC State versus 2 seed Marquette. Give me NC State, baby. Give me the 11 seed driving deep into this tournament. It's super exciting and fun to watch when a low seed really puts on. And Oakland wasn't a great team. Obviously, the very first game they beat Texas Tech and pretty much blew them out. But the second game against Oakland, Oakland was off a heater against Kentucky. And so, 2 good teams, even though they're low seeds, close game. NC State gets to the win. I think they take it out over Marquette as well. I think that Marquette is a little bit overrated as a 2 seed from what I've watched of them, but I haven't watched them all season, so I'm just going strictly based off what I've seen in the tournament. What do you guys got?
I got Marquette. I do like the NC State pick. I will say that. If I was to pick an upset that wasn't going to be a 1 seed, I would take NC State. Them coming off the ACC tournament when they're riding a high right now.
Yeah.
Marquette, I forget what one of their key players, I forget what his name is, but he's coming off an injury coming into the Big East tournament, like the second round of the Big East tournament, I think. So he's kind of bouncing back a little bit. Obviously, they had a tough game against Colorado, but they were able to squeak it out. I think they end up getting the win over NC State. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think it could be a game that goes into overtime, but I think Marquette does get the win.
Jason.
In my bracket, I had UK here against Marquette. So to save my bracket, we're going Marquette. All right. I do agree. Marquette hasn't looked the best, but I do believe they're still a pretty strong team. And the farther you get, the more experience you get in the tournament, the better usually you end up being. And I think NC State's shine is dimming. So I'm going Marquette.
I like it. I like it. The last two games. First up, we got Purdue and Gonzaga. Jerry, interesting choice. Who you got?
Let me preface this by saying I'm still writing my bracket that I made before the tournament, and I have Gonzaga taking down Purdue. So I'm riding with our boy Archangel Music again, saying Purdue's going down. Am I regretting this pick? Absolutely, because I didn't think Zach Edey would be this dominant. But I'm sticking with it. Give me Gonzaga. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's
Asterisk
Zach
next to that
Edey.
one.
Yeah.
Asterisk
in
next to
my
that one.
in my second chance bracket on ESPN, I have Purdue winning it all. So
Sounds about
that
right.
tells you there. So go ahead.
Jason, who you got for this one?
I have Purdue. They're Zach Edey's too big, too strong. Like watching it, I remember watching the Wisconsin game against them in the before the tournament started. Dude fouled out 3 people. Like they had 3 centers above 6'10". Like at 6'10", fouled every one of them out. Like, how do you stop that? You just can't.
You
So
don't.
like, you don't.
You literally don't. I remember watching that first game, and like people, the announcers were talking about it. They're like, it's just unbelievable how. And you look at him, and it's not like they're calling ticky tack fouls. He's like
No.
scratched up,
Mhm.
like
Yep.
getting the crap beat out of him. Excuse me. But he literally had the what was the name of the team they were playing? Give me a second. It was Grambling. Grambling State was had 15 fouls. I don't remember what the full game, but at one point I was looking. They had like 15 or 18 fouls for the whole game, and 12 of the fouls were against Zach Edey.
Yeah.
12 of the team's 18 fouls were against one person. It's
It's
absurd.
you have to be able to throw bodies at him, and no one has the bodies
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
throw at them. So it's nuts.
yeah, and they have that guard too, who is doing fantastic. He's like I believe third all time in assists through the first 2 years or something like that.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, again, not too hard to get assists when you can throw it up to a 7'5" guy. But yeah, it's like he's like tied with Magic Johnson or something like that, or close to that in assists in the Big Ten through his first 2 years. So he's been fantastic. Their whole team was good. I thought the first game against Grambling State, especially that first half, was other than Zach Edey, I was like, all right, is this the entire team? But then when you watch that second game, the whole team decided to actually show up and play. And if they can all show up, I mean, they're unstoppable.
Yeah.
They're unstoppable with everyone on their roster. So, and that's why I picked Purdue to win the whole thing. I definitely saw it coming, obviously. So when we check back in here in the next couple weeks and you see Ryan at the top of that list, you'll know why. Um, the last game on our list here, we have Tennessee versus Creighton. Jason, who you got for this one?
Give me Creighton. I mean Tennessee has been playing pretty well, but I from what I read up on before the tournament started, not really supposed to make it this far. I also had Texas beating them, so maybe I'm a little salty. But we got
I mean, they
Creighton.
are a 2 seed.
They are a 2 seed.
They got blown out in the SEC tournament though.
Yeah,
I forget who
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
that's
they
what
playing,
I'm
did.
but
saying.
they got annihilated.
They did. Jerry, Tennessee or Creighton?
Tennessee. The 2 seed is going. The 2 seed is going. And I'll even give you a little premonition. They're going to the Final Four. They're going to
Oh
the Final
boy.
Four.
Oh boy.
He's skipping
Wait a
us.
minute
Another
here.
asterisk because this should be
That's
Purdue's
against.
spot.
um. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what? Now I have Creighton winning this game. I watched them in their what was it, the second game against, or no, their first game against Akron, and Akron was playing super well for a lot of that game. Creighton did not miss.
No.
They were godly from the field, and even in the Oregon, and Oregon's got the Twin Towers inside, a really good defense. They also just like a really solid, good shooting team, and I think that they're just better poised and better shooters than Tennessee. And Tennessee played a terrible St. Peter's team to start. If you watch that game, I know St. Peter's made it pretty far a couple years back, but they had no business being on the same floor. And then Tennessee played Texas, and that was a much closer, much better game. Creighton hasn't really had a super close game yet because in the second half, because of their shooting, they
Oh,
just keep pulling away.
the Oregon game went to double overtime.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was just
Yeah.
looking at the final scores. I
Yeah,
remember
they
that
beat
now.
them by 13 in double overtime.
It was yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Who was it? Didn't was that the game that there was a yeah, good point. Yeah, I'm a big dummy. Maybe I will go Tennessee. I don't know. No,
No,
that
they
was
caught fire in double overtime though. They
yeah.
they were not missing.
Was that the game where what was the game where the guy had a chance to win the game, but they didn't call a timeout and then they went
Um,
into over was that this one? Or was that am I thinking of
no.
a different game?
No, dude, because at the end of the
He
game, you're talking about the game where the dude just shot up the random three,
Yes.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
they
he
had
like
like time
dribbled it.
left.
He dribbled it like he had like 15 seconds left, and he
Yeah,
had like 2 seconds.
who
Yeah.
was that? Oh, who was
That was
that?
another overtime game, and I don't remember which one it was. Was it? I think it was NC State Oakland actually.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Yes.
It was. And
yeah,
Oakland yeah, had a chance to win that game and just totally blew it right there at the end.
yeah.
But
And
yeah,
then
that's right. Oregon Creighton went double overtime. I totally forgot about that.
also we forgot to talk about the awesome. They ended up losing the game, but the awesome buzzer beater at the end of regulation by A&M to take it into
Oh yeah.
overtime against Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That
sick.
was unbelievable.
What the inbounds pass from the baseline out to the 3-point
Bro,
line,
that skip.
incredible, incredible.
Absolutely. What a lot of incredible moments and good storylines this year. I mean, every year there is, but it's pretty fun to watch. Even like Purdue, a lot of people have them winning or projecting them to go far, but like for them to be the only team to lose in 3 straight years to a 14 seed or 15 seed or lower, and to come in as another number one seed, and you watch that first half, and they were only up by like 8 at halftime, so you're like,
Hmm.
Here we
so
go
even
again.
so there's just great storylines across the board. It's cool. But yeah, sorry about that Creighton comment. I feel silly at this point, but yeah, that was a great game. I remember watching that down to the wire. I totally forgot about that. But Creighton, Tennessee, going to be close. I'm still picking Creighton. Real quick, our predictions for Final Four, and then we'll move past. Jason, who you got? Your Final Four. Who you picking right this second?
All right, we have Illinois coming over top of UConn because cut out the 1 seed and my bracket would stay alive. We have Arizona beating out Alabama, and that leaves us a 2 seed. Houston and Purdue, like I said, I think those are the two best teams left in this tournament still, and I think they'll prove it and make it to the Final Four.
I love it. Jerry, your Final Four predictions.
All right, I'm riding with my Final Four that I had before the tournament started. It's all still intact, so I'm going with it. Give me UConn, North Carolina, Marquette, Tennessee.
Nice. Very good. I'm rolling with all but one team from my Final Four. I had Wisconsin going far, and they lost in the first round.
They got
Embarrassingly.
smoked.
Yeah, by James Madison, who then turned around and lost by like 1,000. So, my Final Four, I got Illinois as well, making it over UConn. Then I have UNC because I think that they're just I think they're just so good all around that they get in over um, Clemson, who I think will beat Arizona. And then I have NC State, the 11 seed. So this is where I thought Wisconsin was going to make it really far. But I think NC State, man, what a good story. I think that they get into the Final Four, and then Purdue. I think Purdue wins the whole thing. I think they're the most impressive and best team in this tournament so far. They've been such a joy to watch, dude. Zach Edey is unbelievable. I don't know how well his game, like we've talked about, will translate to the next level, but I think that's. I was listening to an announcer talk about this, and I totally agree with this. Like, I think we focus on that too much. You
Mm,
know, oh, is he going to be a great NBA player? He might be, but he is a fantastic college basketball player, and
yeah.
that's pretty amazing too. Being
True.
back to back Player of the Year, um, is absolutely incredible. So whether he becomes a good NBA player or not, hats off to his performance so far and how dominant he's able to be in college basketball. So
Who cares? Let the kid have fun. He's absolutely balling right now, man.
he's so good. Yeah, absolutely. And he moves pretty well for a 7'5", 300-pound person, 7'4", 300-pound person.
Yes, he
Well,
Like,
does.
you also have to think like he actually his weight fits his size. Like
yeah,
a lot of those, other than like Shaq, obviously, a lot of the 7 foot plus, 3+ people, they're sticks. They
yeah,
don't look okay. So I mean, they're able to run, but he actually fits the size, and muscle helps speed. So
yeah, yeah. It's like watching. Honestly, like looking at him, he looks reminds me of Yao Ming. Watching Yao Ming back in the day,
Yeah.
like his movements, his size, he's pretty good, solid footwork, especially on the offensive side. Um, so he's not, people compare him to Shaq, and he's just not as athletic as Shaq was.
No.
Shaq was
no,
ungodly. If you go back and watch Shaq's McDonald's All American game or old highlights of him for Orlando, he was like like athletic,
Yeah.
yep,
like
Yeah.
7 foot,
he's ripped.
300 pounds, and was floating to the rim doing floaters and 360s, and I mean he
Yeah, I
was
mean,
incredibly athletic.
Yeah.
it's not easy to break rims consistently and then have them build specific rims for you. Like that's not just a simple task to
That's
do.
Yeah,
literally built different.
yeah,
Yeah, like literally.
Like you want to go if you have like a half hour or an hour to waste, go watch Shaq dunk highlights. Like it's just awesome to watch.
the best is always that drop step dunk over that guy, and he just
Yep. And then he
Push
gets
them
up and
away.
throws the ball at him.
yeah, that's the best. Imagine just getting posterized on your face like
Oh,
that, like
man.
unbelievable. But yeah, man, I'm loving. This is the most invested I've been in March Madness in a while, probably since college. Back when we used to take all these TVs and put them out in the mod area, which is like this communal living area space, and just sit out there and watch every game.
Yeah.
This is the most invested I think I've been since then. So can't watch and can't wait to see how it unfolds.
It's exciting, man. It's the best time of the year.
It really is.
Second best. Sorry,
What's the best? The draft?
the NFL draft.
But
That's
see,
coming up too. What's the
see
date on that?
this like relays into the draft though. Like you get
Ooh.
through March Madness, and usually the last weekend of March Madness, I think maybe a week or two after is when the draft happens.
Right.
NFL draft is
It
April
is.
25th through the 27th.
Yep.
So that's coming up very soon.
Favorite holiday.
And
My favorite
that's
holiday.
exciting. That's exciting too, because that's when the NBA playoffs are going to start as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. The first two rounds of the NBA and NHL playoffs when those are going on, those are awesome too.
Yeah. And then summertime, and all there is baseball.
Baseball.
Oh yeah, happy
Gotta catch
opening
up on
day,
your TV
everybody.
shows. Oh
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, Mike Trout got the first home run of the season, so
Oh, that's pretty cool.
we
Shocker.
only have
That's pretty cool.
like 9 months until baseball season's over.
I didn't realize how big of a deal that was in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
It's like everyone like takes a day off and it's like parades through the city, and
yeah.
it's pretty
Really?
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and they suck
I haven't seen that.
like really
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad.
they're really bad. Yeah.
I feel
Uh,
like it's their owners. Every year,
Yeah,
some off-season trade. But I'm like, everyone's like, "Why'd you do this? You trade our best players, and we always never get anything." And then they always build up some new guys, and then they get traded again.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
ugh.
they won
There's
today,
they did win.
Oh,
Who'd they play?
8-2, the Nationals. So I don't know if they're any good at all. I don't know anything about
I think
baseball.
yeah,
that's in their
yeah.
division. So there's that. Cool.
Maybe they're
Heck yeah.
back.
Their shortstop, what's his name? Ellie De La Cruz, I think. He's pretty awesome.
He's good.
He's definitely a guy that they're gonna trade for draft picks later.
You know, the Reds were the very first MLB team,
hmm hmm
the Cincinnati
I didn't
Red
know that.
Stockings. Yeah.
Well, maybe
So
that's why it's so huge. That's probably.
yeah, pretty sweet stuff. Pretty sweet stuff. So congrats to the Reds. That's enough baseball talk. Uh, uh,
we'll see you in 8 months when the playoffs start.
yeah, maybe. Let's shift gears here and talk a little NBA. We don't have a lot to talk about as the season is coming to an end. I think that's what we're gonna. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know, guys.
I don't have a scene made, but I thought I did. I must have deleted it by
We're a real
accident.
professional show here,
Yeah.
as you can see. You can just erase college, and we'll just say basketball.
Here,
Uh,
let's go to this.
Boom.
College
All right, guys,
professional
just don't look at
basketball.
the word college. A lot of these guys used to be in college, so that's something interesting.
Facts. Except for the guy that we want to talk about.
Right, the only guy you want to talk about did not go to college. That's LeBron James.
Around.
The Lakers have been on a little bit of a heater here, and let's see what LeBron had. What 23? Do you have a triple double or just?
Triple double.
Yeah,
Triple
triple
double. I
double last
believe it was.
night.
I want to say it was 23, 13, and 11, but let me fact
Was
check
he
that.
injured or was it just like load management?
No, he hurt his
He
foot.
was
I think.
the game before he was out,
Okay.
and then this game he had played. He was game time decision, but he was probable.
Yeah, 23, 14, and 12. Dang. That's pretty incredible. Good for him.
Freaking Draymond Green, bro. We had that bet last night. We had that.
Wait, what was the bet?
It was a big parlay for
Small
like
18 leg
$10 that was
parlay.
gonna make yeah $10 make 1,000 something. But Draymond Green had 3 rebounds. We needed 6 total. He fouled out in the first
4 minutes. First
4 minutes of the game.
he double teched out.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He had 3 rebounds in the first 4 minutes, and he I think he shoved a ref or something and got kicked out.
Why do they put up with him in the NBA? Just kick him out.
Because of views. Literally, that's the only reason. Like they literally banned him and said, "Yeah, we don't know what time you're going to be able to come back." And then he threatened to retire, and they're like, "All right, come back, come back, come back." Like it's 100% for the views. Like that team needs to move on from him. First of all, like he's just becoming more of a problem than a help. I love Draymond. Sorry, I love Draymond more than I did back then. I think he.
Not me. Yeah, I'm with Jay.
Yeah, no. Screw
Uh,
that guy.
I think he has some personal things he needs to work on for sure. But the
Anger management.
anger management, 1,000%. But he doesn't need to be on the Warriors anymore. I mean, I feel like it's just. I mean, he fought his coach the other day. Like, let's be real. Like, that should be end of the line draw right there. And poor Steph because Steph has been playing. Maybe not. I think it's his best. Like from what I've heard, it's some of his best numbers that he's put up. So it's like you're not gonna have that much more years with that, and he still can be. He might not be the stuff that he was in 2015, but he still has something left.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want him out of the NBA. Just get him
Yeah.
out of here. Just get him out. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I can't stand him. I hate the guy. I think he's
I,
bad for basketball. But
I used to hate him a lot more, and then just seeing him on his podcast and stuff, I think you can relate to him a little bit more, gives
Yeah.
someone some humanity. But um, I don't know. I don't condone what he's been doing. All right.
Fair enough. Fair
Okay.
enough.
I love his highlight reels of him just like punching players and kicking them in the nads, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's like 3 minutes long of just clips of him doing stupid stuff, getting teched, and
Right.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
like
that's just the kind of player he's always been since he came into the league, though.
Mhm.
who has the worst stomp highlight tape? Him or Nadal Mukongsu?
They're
uh,
two peas. Honestly. Honestly. Well, shifting gears to LeBron's former team, the Cavs have been on a real big struggle bus of late. The 3-7 in the last 10. They were second in the conference for the longest time. They're now fourth. They just dropped behind the Knicks after losing to the Hornets last night. The freaking Hornets. The Hornets.
Yeah.
That's who we lost to. Like the worst team in the one of the worst teams in the NBA. Um, but
yeah, not a great
Injuries,
game.
the
huh?
injury bug.
Oh yeah,
Also, okay, so I think another big thing is Strus wasn't expected to play, and then he started.
yeah. That
When
throws everything off.
Yeah,
when Chris Levert has been playing so well, or Karis Levert has been playing so well, I think that threw off a lot.
Karis LeVert has
But
been averaging like what did we say it was last night? Like 15-7, 15-8,
yeah,
something like that
15
over
and
the
8,
last
I think it is.
Yeah, he
5
scored
games
four
since.
points.
Yeah,
He scored 4 points
Yeah,
last.
2 of 9, 0 of 5 from three. Is just
Yeah. Evan Mobley only had 10. Like he doesn't need to have like 30, but he needs to be like 15, 10 and 5, like that's, with like one or two
yeah,
blocks in there. Like that's what we need from him and just
and when you have both Allen and Mobley, both of those guys need to be double guys every single night, pretty much. Like
yeah.
that's what they're there for. And
Yeah, and like Mobley's been doing a lot better at his passing. Like his assist numbers have gone up big time this year. He's
yeah.
finding the open man.
yeah,
He had like 9 2 games ago, right? The
Yeah,
first game against them. Like
yeah,
what?
I
yeah,
will give Mobley a little leeway. He's this is only his second game coming off an injury,
yeah,
so
yeah.
give him a game or two to get back, and then
And that
I think
was
Donovan is supposed to be back tomorrow night as well, so that
I
should help
hope so.
things a lot. They need another guy that can handle the ball, because if they're not named Darius Garland, they don't need to be bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah, it's literally Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen as the only scoring options offensively. It seems in games where Karis LeVert hasn't played well. Max Strus had 19, so it's not like he was a bum or anything. But and it was nice to have his scoring option back. But you're right, like in a game like that, you almost want LeVert to start and Strus to come off the bench just for that game. I think he's
yep.
the like LeVert is the I'm sorry, Strus is the better player this year, but LeVert has been hot for this
Yeah,
entire time that Mitchell's been out.
and even off
So
the
And
bench last night, he still had 8 assists. Karras did.
yeah,
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's
And the
been playing that. Yeah,
half court set, he's really good at finding the open man. He just can't like push the transition
no.
or bring the ball up the floor. Like
right.
that's just got to be Garland or Spida.
Hmm.
So depressing last couple weeks for the Cavs, but they're gonna make the playoffs. There's what 10 games left. Is that right?
I believe that is, yeah.
9 games left for the Cavs, at least 10 for some others. So coming down the last few games, Cavs are gonna make the playoffs. Um,
I'd
you
like to
know,
go to a game. You guys want to go to a game?
let's go to a game.
Let's go to a game.
Let's go to all the playoff games. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know
But yeah,
about
let's
that,
go
but
to a couple of them. That'd be fun.
For sure.
I
Let's go
hope
to at least
Um,
one per
for series.
however far we make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should do that. So, yeah, I've never actually been to a Cavs playoff game.
I haven't either.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be really fun.
Do it. I hope.
By the way, update. Sorry,
Go ahead.
Arizona's losing to Clemson by 11. Now it's 35-24. So
Yeah, it means whatever.
Halftime yet?
uh,
2 minutes left.
All right, a little bit out of left field here, but real quick, before we wrap it up, two things. First, Rookie of the Year for the NBA. Who's winning it?
Wimby.
Wemby.
Is it not even
About
close anymore? I know
It's
there
not.
it
was
used to be. It
conversation
used to
for
be.
him and Chet.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not.
Chet
not.
actually had it for like I think December or November. Chet was like the favorite, and then ever since it's been what I think he's finally getting more minutes, and he's been. I like Wemby when he plays against better teams because he always plays better games, and
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
he does have a tendency to play up to like people's
Mhm.
levels, and
Yeah,
it's promising to see that from a rookie.
And then MVP. Who's winning it?
SGA, SGA. I think it's going to be shy, honestly. I mean, other
Really?
than I think Jokic is the favorite, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I think the Thunder are going to push their players to win these last 10 games more than the Nuggets are. I think the Nuggets are focusing on staying healthy, and I think the Thunder will end up being number one in that. And SGA, if he continues to score the way he's been scoring, I think. Cake.
Yeah, the Thunder. I don't think the Thunder are gonna make it very far in the playoffs. I think they're too young of a team to go deep. But I think give them a year or two, they'll go deep. But if you watch that team when Shia's on the floor versus when he's not on the floor, is two totally different teams. Yes, Chet is very good, but they need a guy like Shai who's gonna score 30% of your points, but it can also handle the ball and distribute it very well. And he's done a really good job of that, and he's definitely taken over that team.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, unarguably the best player in the NBA right now is Nikola Jokic.
Agreed.
Uh, he's suffering, I think, a little bit from what LeBron suffered from in the mid 2000s, which is that they don't want to just give it to Jokic every year. They didn't want to give it to LeBron every year. It's the same kind of thing. The one name that I don't understand why nobody's pushing is Luca. He's averaging like 35, 10, and 10. And I don't
Yeah.
understand how he's not,
They're
Team.
or
they might
nine
not even
and
make the playoffs, right? Like they're kind of on the
No,
no,
bubble
they're
a
gonna.
little bit.
no,
Kyrie's
Yeah,
been going off lately. I'm pretty
I'm pretty
sure.
sure there's
okay, they're in the sixth
6 or
seed right now.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
yeah,
sixth.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
yeah,
6.
so it might be in the
yeah,
play-in
they're
tournament.
nine
It
and
might
one
be
in the
in,
last
yeah.
10. So they're on a hot streak right now. Kyrie's been playing unbelievable. Luca's averaging almost 35 a game, which is insane. I'm looking at
It's
his numbers right now.
ridiculous.
He's averaging 34.1 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game. And he's behind Giannis, Shia, and or is that Shia?
I think
Shy,
it's shy.
shy.
Sorry, and Jokic. Which Jokic I understand. I think Jokic is the true like when he's on the floor, like he's clearly the best player on the team.
Yep.
But everyone else, I don't know.
I mean, you're probably talking 2A, 2B, 2C when you get into that conversation. I mean, with those kind of numbers, how is he not in the conversation? Like 35
I don't know
Yeah.
how
points
he's
in the
not.
NBA
I don't know
is
how he's
just
not two.
insane.
I don't know how he's not number two. I really don't get that. 34.1, 9, and 9.8. Like that's almost averaging a 35-point triple double. Like that's absurd for
It's
averages. And he's
insane.
not number two or one. Like he's four.
Yeah.
Like
I
number
mean,
four. Like that's crazy. There's three
okay, but
better
like
players. Yeah, I don't know.
think about it like this. Think about it like this. Before we had before we had a um in the NCAA we were saying Jane Daniels' team isn't good. Should he really be winning the Heisman? He had the best stats, but
And
his
he won
team
the Heisman.
wasn't.
Yeah,
But
that
he
Yeah,
ended up
I
winning the Heisman.
definitely was
But
not
our
influenced
opinion,
by us having a bet on Michael Penix Jr.
yeah,
Michael Penix. I think also I I don't when you watch Jaden Daniels versus Michael Penix Jr. From what I saw, I thought Michael Penix Jr. was the better pure quarterback. maybe not the better player, but the better quarterback, and he led his team through his offensive production to the national championship game. We're at a point right now where obviously like they're sixth in the West. It's not amazing, but he is carrying that team, and now with Kyrie's help, like that definitely takes a load off his shoulders. Kyrie playing well definitely helps, but I think that when you watch him play, like I don't know, like, outside of Jokic, like I don't know, he's like the best player on the floor every time I see him. I'm like, this dude makes the most ridiculous shots. He looks like he's going in slow motion, yet he's wide open, or he's finding a guy. Like it just doesn't make. I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me, but
I mean, yeah, no, he's insane to watch. He's so good. I think a lot of it is confidence, but some of it is just the skill he's developed playing a style of professional basketball for so long. Like
Yeah.
he just knows how to play the game, and it's instinctive instead of just reaction. Like it's just natural. It's just so natural.
The
it's
crazy
so funny.
part,
Oh, sorry,
I was
go
gonna say, just the crazy part, 35, 9-9 at 25 years old.
Yeah,
20.
yeah.
25 years old. We have 15 years of this left.
Yeah, and his style of ball is not gonna go away.
No.
No.
Like that's what's crazy too. It's not like I mean, not like LeBron is obviously a freak. He's but it's not like Vince Carter or some of these guys that are getting these crazy point production from being the most explosive player out there. He is
Right.
by no means the most explosive player on that
No.
court.
No,
Like
even
he's
LeBron, like he had to cut weight because he was
yeah,
at power forward weight. Like he was at two. I mean, they said 260. That man was
that dude's
280. Like,
285. He was
right.
285, dog. He was humongous.
Just a brick wall. But he had to cut. He cut down to about 250, and I think that 250 240 range to play to elongate his career. So, but like you said, Luka ain't got to worry about that. He's going to be balling for ever. He's
Mhm.
gonna be like that old man, like Uncle Drew.
Yeah,
Honestly, he's gonna be
yeah,
Uncle Drew.
yeah. I something funny too. Like it just shows also that some people just ball. And like that's all they can do. Like that's all they do. Like Luca, I watched a video of him trying to do this drill where they're dribbling the basketball and then they have like this like small like racket ball almost, and they're throwing it against the wall and like keep your dribble and keep your eye on the ball. And you stay in your stance. It's supposed to be this thing. It's like with a bunch of other point guards and other players. He is by far the worst. He's like dropping the racquetball. It's like going all over the gym. This is like last summer. Like this isn't like Luca at 12. This is like last year. He can't dribble like this, but then you watch him go out on the court and just make everyone look silly. So
Oh my gosh.
it's just pretty funny to think about.
He's
Pretty
in.
Yeah.
funny
He's awesome.
too. He is awesome. All right, real quick, who's winning the NBA Finals this year? Jason, who's winning it all?
I have the King's return. Give me LA. I think the I think from what I've seen, the team is a lot
Why
deeper
you
than
shake
what it
your
was
head,
last.
Jerry?
They're winning the championship.
Hey, chill. Let me cook. The team is a lot deeper. Their role players have been playing a lot better. Other than you want to say his name, Jerry? The GOAT, Terry and Prince. Um, Other than him, their role players have been
That
playing so
dude,
much better.
okay, look. That dude should not even be in the league. That dude should be overseas somewhere. Uh, have you watched Tyreen Prince play at all?
Pretty bad.
Horrible. I think I could play better.
I said his game style is like Lance Stevenson if he just could not play basketball. Like,
Yeah.
just so goofy and just always running and thinking he's
He thinks
so much better than what he is.
he thinks he is LeBron James, and he is like Brian Scalabrine. All right,
Yeah.
like I'm not
In
even joking.
defense of Brian Scalabrine, did you ever watch that video where he was getting challenged by these dudes in a gym for making fun of him for being this, goofy guy that was terrible in the NBA? and he played against a bunch of like college kids and beat them 11-0, 11-0, 11-0, 11-1. And he's like, I am closer to LeBron than you will ever be to me. I
That's
was like,
awesome.
dang.
Dang.
Kind of gives you a little perspective though of like
Oh yeah.
how
Even the
much
low end.
even the players you're like, you're garbage are like this
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
yeah.
everyone
No,
else.
Yeah.
he'd dunk on my head. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest here. But that being said, I
You're
have the
dog
Lakers.
water, dude. No.
Yeah, you're bad. All right, you're bad. GG. All right. Anyways, I have the Lakers going against. I think the Milwaukee are going to pull out on the other side. I think when it comes to playoff time, Dame and Giannis are going to take it to another level, and I don't think any team can compete with that duo on that side. Celtics are really good. I think the Cavs are really good. I do think the Cavs are going to make it a lot farther than they made it previously.
Yeah, it's
That being said,
one game.
hey, one more than last, all right? That being said, I do have the Milwaukee against the Lakers. Lakers win in 6.
I like it. Jerry, who you got?
Coming home. It's coming home. The Cavs are winning it this year. We're going to get fully healthy at the right time, at the perfect time, get everybody back together. And Donovan and Darius are going to carry this team to a championship because the Nuggets are going to pull it out of the West. And you know who dominates Nikola Jokic? Jared Allen. Jared Allen absolutely bodies him every time he plays him. Give me the Cavs in 6 against the Nuggets.
All right. I know I'm taking the 2 number 1 seeds right now, but I think it's Celtics, Nuggets. I think those are by far the 2 best. Yes.
Jason Tatum sucks, dog. He
Dude,
is
he does
horrible.
not suck.
He is the most mid player in the NBA right now.
You're mid, dog. And I think the Nuggets win. I think Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. I think he plays at a level that is it's just like he is never taking a bad shot. He's always finding the open man. He's always roping in triple doubles like it's nothing. He's incredible. So I think it's Nuggets Celtics. Nuggets sweep in the finals.
All right. I agree with
That's
you on
all I
that
got.
one. If the Celtics get to the finals, they're getting swept. I don't care who it is. Jason Tatum, dude, Jason Tatum is not
Why do
good.
you hate Jason Tatum?
Dude, every time he gets into a clutch moment, he falls on his face. He sucks.
Mm.
Mid.
Well, that's pretty much everything.
Give me Taurean Prince over Jason Tatum.
No, stop it.
Okay. All right.
Stop it.
All right. Well, any last final thoughts, guys, on anything? We appreciate you guys tuning in, and please don't forget subscribe, follow us on our social media at Unnamed Sports S. We're on X, Instagram, and TikTok, and wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure to rate and review. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks.
So.
Bye bye.